Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' is D. About to react to this event by Spill Sessions titled TRISHA PAYTAS calls out Colleen Ballinger. Girl, Colleen? Girl, we're already over this situation. This is old at this point. I'm over it. Why are you continuing to talk about it? If y'all don't cancel her, cool, cancel her. Let's keep it pushing. But at this point, for you to continue to call her out over and over again when you already called her out, it's starting to give that you're trying to get clout off the situation. That's what it's giving. But whatever, I'm gonna hear you. I'm gonna see what you gotta say. Let's watch.
TRISHA PAYTAS is moving on from her podcast with Colleen and has recently started her own show called the Just Trish Podcast. She's joined by her journalist friend Oscar Gracie, and together they've been covering pop culture headlines. And this week, Colleen was a topic of discussion. In the episode, TRISHA revealed that Colleen ended up apologizing to her for having sent around photos from her OnlyFans to her minor fans. And TRISHA is also in this episode coming out to defend Adam McIntyre after learning that Vanity Fair recently published an article that honestly was more in the defense of Colleen and has gotten Vanity Fair a lot of backlash for the way they chose to cover this entire situation. The whole reason Oscar and TRISHA were talking about Colleen was because of this article that was published by Vanity Fair, which was titled, How the Miranda Sings Colleen Ballinger Scandal Went Off the Rails. Everything you need to know about the drama tearing YouTube apart. Which, I'm not really sure where they got the tearing YouTube apart from.
Exactly. What?
This really hasn't torn anything related to YouTube apart. People seem pretty united in how they feel about Colleen, and it's not like she was part of some group like the Try Guys or something to where it feels like a whole company is on the line as a result of her actions. But in this article, they talked about the things that are being said about Colleen over the last 2 months, almost like shading other outlets like Rolling Stone and Huffington Post for covering it. And I mean, in the title itself, the scandal that went off the rails, like, what do you mean it went off the rails? It honestly sounds like they think that it's a little ridiculous what is being said about Colleen. At least that's how it comes off. And it kind of feels that way even more as you read the article and they say things like, the reality of some of these claims and in turn the broader narrative around Ballinger remains murky. Various allegations unverified, left to endlessly circulate as they fall under that ever-expanding umbrella of quote-unquote inappropriate behavior. In a sense, this is a familiar story for the social media age, but Ballinger's downfall is unique. She brought teens into an adult world and made it feel like it was theirs, then saw those fans turn against her. It's the product of a particular era of YouTube stardom, of a digital persona able to cultivate a favorite fandom that's been trained to reverse course and maybe seek payback with the first season. They also only mentioned Adam and Colleen in the article by name and referred to Adam as a whistleblower, writing, McIntyre established a new YouTube identity as Ballinger's whistleblower, frequently posting new videos and racking up hundreds of thousands of views by commenting on
to be fair,
when Oscar told TRISHA about this, she felt the need to defend Adam because even though she's had her own issues with Adam, she completely supports him when it comes to speaking out about Colleen and could not believe they'd call him a whistleblower.
This is something about the whistleblower thing, calling someone that is a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Because no matter how you look at the situation, like Adam was a minor. Adam was a fan of somebody and he was made to feel some type of way. You know what I mean? He feels like he was like manipulated. He came out with the story. And it's like to diminish it, I guess, like it's that, and just call him like a whistleblower to make it seem like it's for attention or something.
I'm gonna talk about it at the end, but because I saw a few clips of, a few of his videos, and I saw he keeps talking about this. I don't know if he's continuing to talk about it now, but when I looked it up, he had hella videos about it, and it was giving kind of like, all right, you already said what you had to say. You told people, how you felt and how everything went down. At a certain point, it was just given like you are trying to capitalize off of this at this point. That is my fucking opinion. I don't care who got to say what about it. So they might be on to something with that comments.
Like, really ick on Vanity Fair, you know what I mean?
TRISHA says that people have been criticizing her for not speaking up sooner about Colleen and are saying, oh, you're only speaking up now because you're involved, because Colleen was sending your photos around making fun of you from your OnlyFans. But she said that she's had her own issues with Adam prior to all of this and that she had seen him tweet something shady while she was pregnant, so she blocked him because of that, and she wasn't really made aware of all the details that really went on between him and Colleen from 2020, and so she wasn't aware of it when it was being talked about this time around, but now that she is, she says she supports Adam 100%.
I have to say disclaimer, it's like black people, he didn't say anything until I involved you, and it's like, for a minute I wasn't looking at anything, and then also, me and Adam, like, he always says, like, TRISHA had me blocked and stuff like that, and it's like, I blocked him for something completely unrelated, it had nothing to do with this, like, something unrelated, he had to reply to Pop Grave and say it's like the spawn of Satan about like my unborn when anyone else I was pregnant or something. So like that is why I blocked him. And so we have our own issues. Obviously he doesn't like a lot of the stuff I do. Like he just doesn't like me, and that's totally fine. And like obviously I don't want to see negativity about me, especially during my pregnancy, so I just blocked him. That's it. But in this situation,
that's very interesting. So he was being nasty and making slick comments while she was pregnant about her very recently. That's really interesting. Because he, you know, it did come out that he was being a mean girl or mean boy, whatever the case, for Colleen, and like he was bullying people, you know, because that's what she was doing. This was like back in the day when he was, you know, years ago, whenever this occurred. But it's like, oh, as of recent, you're still using your Twitter fingers and still talking shit online. I don't know. I feel like he's not as innocent as he's trying to make it seem that he is. That's my opinion. Obviously, he was for sure a victim. She was for sure in the wrong for everything that she did regarding him and the sending panties, all that shit. Everything he revealed. But I don't really something about him ain't right. That's the vibe that I got.
Situation, I 100% have nothing but like sympathy and empathy and like support for Adam in this situation, because it's just very clear cut what everything was. She was the adult, he was the minor, with the underwear, with everything like that. Like,
of course, I agree.
Like, I support him fully.
She said she had to speak out when she was involved because she needed people to know where she stood, because it was getting really out of hand.
It's a whole situation, and it's a very like legal situation too. There's like a minor involved. There's all this stuff like that. Like, that's why when my stuff got involved, I had to say something, because I was like, I need to make a hard stance. Like, I don't support it. This is not okay. Like, I stand with victims. I'm a worker. This is not okay. This should never be, especially to minors.
And she further goes on to defend Adam against Vanity Fair because she feels like he has a right to be making videos about the situation, talking about it, and she understands him.
So like heated about this because like, you know, you can not like Adam, think he's whatever, like, you know, he's done drama and stuff like that, but like this is what's so annoying is like when someone, like his job as a YouTuber, and so he makes YouTube videos about this, and it's like because he was a victim, it's like all of a sudden he's like this, like, oh, now he's a whistleblower. It's like, no, like this is like he finally has some support. Like someone came out and said, hey, this is what she said to me to break you down. Like he's like, I feel validated, and I know that feeling. You know, I didn't know any of this in 2020. I didn't keep up with any of it. I knew nothing about it.
Now, like I said, Adam and Colleen were the only names mentioned in the article, which is really interesting because there were obviously other fans who came forward with stories.
I don't. I'm sorry.
Like Becky,
I'm not sorry.
Johnny was literally the one who had provided screenshots of messages that he had received from Colleen where she sent Trisha's OnlyFans to him and was making fun of Trisha. But in the Vanity Fair article, there was no mention of Johnny, and when talking about Colleen sending photos of Trisha, they didn't even name Trisha. They wrote, in the ensuing weeks, Ballinger would be accused of everything from performing a Beyonce song in blackface, as Miranda sings, to texting a worker's nude photo to a minor. Ballinger's legal team has denied she performed in blackface, saying she was wearing green face paint for a prior cover of a song from Wicked.
I mean, she
then went on to just confirm that this is true, that she sent Trisha's OnlyFans photos because she had apologized to Trisha for it.
Well, it was confirmed she sent them. She sent me an apology on that Saturday after I made the video. I made the video July 3rd, and then she sent me an apology on like Saturday, July like 8th or 9th. And she's like, yeah, I was a coward. I lied to you. Like, I should have just told you the truth when you asked me about the photos. Like, I was a coward, and
what was you
that
doing?
was it. So she like apologized for it. So she definitely sent them to that guy.
Which Colleen had originally lied to Trisha. Trisha said that she had tried to confront Colleen about it when there were rumors circulating that Colleen was making fun of Trisha's OnlyFans by sending them to her fans and all of that. And so when Trisha confronted her, Colleen claimed that they were just lying about her.
I did ask her about these a couple weeks ago before there was the proof, so to speak, right?
I think I saw this.
And she assured me that she had never sent photos of me, that this one fan who was underage at the time would send photos to her. She's like, no, he was a fan, he sent photos to me. And
well, that you're probably not sorry, and you're mostly just sorry that you got caught and that there were screenshots of you talking about Trisha sending those photos around. Like, I just don't understand. Like, she really had the opportunity to just confess and, you know, talk it out with Trisha, but she really waited until people fully on exposed her, and I don't know why she would think that after everything else that's come out that people wouldn't keep those screenshots.
Yeah, she ain't shit. But okay, Trisha, I feel like you keep talking about this at this point, so it's just making me side-eye you. But, yeah, about that boy, Adam, or whatever the case. Like I said, I definitely feel like he's a victim, and, you know, he has a right to tell his story in whichever way he chooses to. But based on what I saw, it did seem to be a bit much, and like you were trying to exploit the situation at a certain point. So that is just the feeling that I got. I can't say what his motives are. I don't fucking know him, but that's just the feeling that I got when I was looking through the vids and like skimming through them and seeing, oh, there's another one. Oh, this video too. Okay, this one. Oh, he's talking about this. Oh, now he's reacting to someone's talking about it. Oh, now he's adding more. It's just like, I don't know. It just seemed to be a lot to me. And I get you're a YouTuber, but it's like, okay, but I don't know what his original content is, but is your whole YouTube going to be surrounding this? But it just seems like they were a bit more on Colleen's side, which is really weird. And for them to be like, oh, and she shared pictures of a sex worker. Calling Trisha a sex worker is wild. Like, Trisha has spent so many years on fucking YouTube. Like, she's always been a YouTuber. She's done podcasts. She's done all type of shit way before OnlyFans. So to like diminish her to that, I think is weird. And I think that's really shady. And I know that they're aware of Trisha. They're writing this fucking article, so they have to be aware of her presence online. And to call her a sex worker is just weird. I think that's really weird. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I do think Trisha should move the fuck on, though. But I feel like she's going to keep talking about this. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!